All right, everyone. Welcome to the MACSA Town Hall. Thank you for joining. This is your humble servant, Denard, joined by Kelly B.C., Shante Brown, and Daniel Smith. Do you guys want to introduce yourself to the audience?
Ladies first.
Good morning. I'm Shante Brown, the secretary.
Good morning. I'm Kelly Bissey, the treasurer.
Good morning. I'm Danny Smith. I'm the director of education.
Yay! Claps and cheers for everybody. I do not have my sound effects on right now, so guys, this is the Mid-Atlantic Central Service Association. This town hall meeting will be covering the 2026 bus trip. We're planning a bus trip for 2026 to the Baltimore conference, and those dates are April 25th to 28th, 2026. That's the full conference dates. Those are the full conference dates. Call to order for this meeting. Motion.
Motion to start.
All right, good. It's been recorded even before I call to order. So thank you for those who joined, Mike Wilkie, Lila, and who else is in the comments? I saw someone else, Lisa. Thank you for joining. So I'm going to go through the agenda real quick. So we've been planning this bus trip to Baltimore for the 2026 conference. We're trying to get a feel to see who would be willing to go or who has interest in going on the trip. It's basically we're going to have a bus take our members and other interested persons within our vicinity to the conference. It may be for one day, maybe the Saturday, and we're probably hoping for a Saturday and a Sunday or overnight stay from the Saturday to the Sunday. We're working with HSPA to see if we could get some type of discounts for you guys and to possibly make this a more affordable trip for you guys, as an incentive for you guys to come on. 1 second. All right. So can someone go through, and I could read it, but someone could go through the difference between the Saturday and Sunday. I'm not too sure exactly what we're going to offer yet. There's a pre-conference session on Saturdays where we have workshops, etc. So that might be the first option for the bus trip, where we come in on the Saturday and partake in some of those pre-conference sessions for the day. And mind you guys, we're still working through that with HSPA. On the Sunday, there's usually the keynote speaker, awards, and the general sessions for the second day. So those are kind of the options of what we're looking at for the bus trip and the trip as a whole, and what you guys will experience when we get down there. So the morning departure for the one-day trip will be in the morning. It'll be a possible full-day conference and networking, and we will return in the evening. So you guys will have a day down down in Baltimore with the attendees to go through some of those some of those workshops and be able to network for that day. For the Sunday, the option is we would depart on the Sunday. That's what I'm seeing now, if I'm reading it right. Departing on the Sunday, coming to the full day conference, sessions and networking, and returning in the evening. So that would be a round trip for both of those options. The overnight experience would be on the Saturday, the 25th. Is that Saturday the 25th to the 26th? The Saturday morning departure to Baltimore would be a full day conference, 1 night hotel accommodations or Airbnb, whatever we have available at the time, or whatever we dumb down on, I'll agree to. That's more affordable to you guys. And that would be a separate fee. On Sunday, we would return from Baltimore to Pennsylvania or New Jersey, and that we also give you guys the option, those who want to drive and partake also. Some person might want to come down and stay, or partake in some other different activities. So HSPA pricing proposal for a 1 day pass. Are we going through that, guys? Are we gonna go through that, the pricing now, or we're gonna wait? All right, so HSPA, so we have some tentative prices there for 1 day at $100, and for the full attendance, $300. That's what we're shooting for right now.
One of the attendees saying they can't hear anything. It's just have a thinking circle.
Oh, that's on they probably do not have a connection, so they need to refresh the page, please, and you're probably going to have a connection after you refresh, or if you're on Wi-Fi, it may be an issue also.
Okay.
And pricing. So 1 day options include bus transportation, conference registration. Overnight option will include bus transportation, hotel accommodation, and expanded conference registration. So the hotel accommodations will be up to the individual, and that's what we're going to discuss in for pricing, payment options, and details, and refund policy. So if you guys have any input, would like some feedback on what I just mentioned, what would you guys like in terms of options for the bus trip, and what would be more favorable to you, 1 day or 2 day overnight stay, and what pricing would be a sweet spot for you guys in terms of spending for an event like that or a trip like that. And you could leave your responses in the comments. All right, let's go on to the transportation. Will be most likely a tour bus, but we could fit probably up to 50 persons at a time. So we will try to see if we could make that trip. It'll probably be a 2-hour trip to Baltimore. We'll see if we could make that trip as entertaining or educational and informative as possible. Just turn this down. So we're going to put a poll out on our different sites. So we're trying to send a poll to you guys to get some feedback on whether the interest for going on the bus trip or the sessions. I'm not sure how exactly the poll will be structured, but we'll try and make it as plain for you guys, to give you guys the options for the 1 day or the 2 day proposal, and maybe we might add some pricing in there also. So any feedback for that or anything you guys wanna dumb down on or mention? And I'll open it up to the rest of the board. Anything you guys wanna focus on from the proposal? Or the agenda?
I feel Sunday would be the best option, but it's up to the members who want to come.
So Danny had something in the comments. Kelly Cox is here. Good morning, Kelly. Kelly, you have any questions? Not sure what time. I see you came in at 11. Your good morning comment was at 11:17. You want me to go over anything?
Lisa Cuoco asked if you could repeat the information because they were in limbo trying to get back on.
Okay. So we're planning a bus trip to Baltimore 2026 conference, HSPA conference, and we're looking for, let me just read out to you. So it's possibly a Saturday and Sunday trip, 1 or 2 days. So the Saturday trip would include simply a trip to experience the workshops and Saturday workshops and networking for that Saturday. The Sunday trip, the 2-day Sunday trip would include an overnight stay, possibly at a hotel or Airbnb, where we would leave on the Saturday and return on the Sunday. We'll experience both days events, the networking on workshops on the Saturday, and the keynote speaker and awards ceremonies and general sessions on the Sunday. I think here I'm reading there's also option for a Sunday option for the full day Sunday morning trip and returning on the Sunday. So I think there are 3 options involved in that. Also, we're looking for pricing where we're looking for a sweet spot in terms of pricing to propose to HSPA for this trip and for the options so that you guys will feel comfortable with joining us on those days next year. So that's about it in terms of summarizing. Any questions? Or if you guys want to expand on anything? Uh,
I would just say if we do the 1-day trip, expect a long day, especially since the conference start at 8 in the morning on Sunday. So we would have to travel from the location in Jersey down to the conference in Baltimore, have the conference, and then leave that evening to head back.
Yeah, it'd probably be an early pickup that morning. Just factor in leaving your home, prep to leave your home, getting to the pickup point. We'll probably have a set pickup point for the buses and a set return point. So factor that in for the day's events. And maybe there might be an option for persons to drive their own vehicle. I'm not too sure yet.
Good morning, everyone. It's Lila. Hi. I just wanted to add in that this is an option for us to get together to offer the conference experience to people who may not have gone to a national conference, but also who may not have the availability to spend the entire 3 days for the full conference experience. All of this is just preliminary work. Nothing has been decided, but we've already made the request and ask of HSPA. So what we wanted to make sure we had full input from the members, or at least some input, so that we could know how to direct our initial ask and our final ask when we go for the full proposal. So what I think would be probably next steps is just moving forward with, we'll send out the information of what we want to offer based on the agenda and how it was presented to you today, a quick survey, and we'll re-air this with Q&A so that people can understand what we're asking for. We want to make a full decision and be able to present this back to the HSPA Board of Directors by, I would say, post the holiday. So it gives us a couple weeks to, I'm talking about July 4th. So that's that week of the 7th or the week of the 6th of July. We'll send this back out. We'll ask for, we'll have enough information from everyone. So it gives you a few weeks, basically an entire month, to kind of talk about this, not only with other members, but maybe your team, your staff, where you work, so that we can kind of get a general consensus of if this is something even worth asking for. We don't want to ask and then we only have 3 people, because it won't be worth it for us to get a bus for 10 people to ride down to Baltimore. We would like to fill the bus up. We would like to have an option to share this experience with everyone involved. And we feel that it would be the best option, is just to make sure that everyone understands the clear choices. Saturday versus Sunday, one day versus an overnight trip. And then also we're even willing to ask for a discounted full conference experience for MACSA members. So this is something exclusive just for our membership. We may extend it to others down the road, but we want to make sure that we're offering this out to the MACSA members first, because it's the board, it's this board that's putting it together. If there's any other questions, I see something stated. Lisa says, this is just for transportation with meals or lodging included. So we have different options. If it's just a straight 1-day pass that we're going to offer and ask for, that would not include any type of would not consider any type of lodging. If you opt to use a discount rate to stay for the entire conference experience, you would need to get your lodging on your own, just as you would if you were going to go to the conference on your own as well. If meals are included, we're looking for the day. So on Sunday, there's always a luncheon that's provided. So if we choose the Sunday option, lunch is included, and we will be in the numbers for HSPA conference in general. If we choose the Saturday option, the pre-conference never includes any type of lunch or any type of outing, but we are looking and also seeking some sponsorship that may include us having some type of catered lunch option. We really don't know all the options of what we can offer, because we would be in a situation where we need to know how many participants we have in registrants and people paid before we can start offering out any additional discounts, if that information is helpful. I don't know if I'm glossing over anything, but also the lodging, there's going to be discounted rates that will come from HSPA, and that's already been decided. That information is, those contracts have been put through from what we already heard from Damien. So ultimately, we would be able to take advantage of those discounts, because if you register through this MACSA discount, you would be able to take advantage of those special hotels that already have discounted rates for HSPA members. I don't see any other questions. Is anybody else? I'm trying to multitask between the phone and and my laptop.
And yes, thank you, Lila. Yes, we are looking for sponsorship. So any sponsors out there, we're definitely interested in providing as much as we can for the members going down there. So we're definitely looking for sponsors. All right. Any other input?
So let's just say I've never been to the national conference. I've only been to AC. What's the difference? Why am I going to go to Baltimore instead of just waiting for the AC conference?
That's a great question. If you've never been to the national conference, it is a different experience altogether. And it's also networking with a larger scale, because with our Atlantic City conferences, we're gearing directly to the people that are local and around us. The national conferences bring people from all over the country, also all over the world. This past conference, there were, I think it was, what did they say? Was it 26 countries represented or 17 countries represented? I can't remember the exact numbers, but I was able to speak to 3 presenters from Bangkok, and that was just a great experience within itself. And they'll be doing their presentation again at the World Sterilization Conference. So you meet people that are part of the same family, doing the same work from every other place. The other thing that I would say the benefit to this is just that we don't often get the national conference this close to us. So I think that if we have great representation and great numbers, that might skew them to bring it in our direction another time, like in the future. We may be able to get on the list and be able to say, hey, Philadelphia is out there for, in future conference dates. So just keeping that aware, and they see that we can have a good showing, I think that helps keep us our area in mind for future conference dates, because it's been in several locations, but I don't think it's been in like Philadelphia since the 90s. So it's opportunities for us to bring it to our local area and have our local vendors and people represent and show off some of the things that we do well here in our areas. But Baltimore is close, and so we opted to offer this because we knew we would be within a 2.5 hour reach for our members. And we just thought it would be a nice way to bring the national conference to all of our members. It is a little different, but you'll see some of the same vendors that we see in Atlantic City. So I don't want to make people feel that this is something different in the sense that it's not the same, but I would say you're going to get more from this. It's going to be geared towards a larger audience. And you'll see different things. So I would take advantage of the full conference experience if it were me, my first time, because you'll see the large vendor expo, which is it's way better than anything we can do in Atlantic City, because they usually bring out a lot of equipment. A lot of the bigger companies are there, so you get to see and kind of touch and feel. And I know a lot of people this past conference were talking about the robots and things that were present at the expo, and so it's just a good way to experience the conference on a larger scale, in my opinion.
No, thank you.
I agree. And then the networking value of that conference, instead of seeing the at that Atlantic City conference, you definitely reunite with the persons throughout the years. But the HSPA National Conference, you get to network with persons around the country, and many different perspectives in terms of how cell processing is done throughout the country versus in our local regional area. So you get to network with persons who have different or multiple roles or multiple title roles in different areas, who have different things to focus on. Like in the Northeast, we have the cold, and in Florida or in California, you deal with heat. So you get to go over different perspectives versus how to keep your instrumentation temperature and humidity at certain levels. Like there are different nuances to different areas you live throughout the country, and how to perform your processes in according to standards. So there's a lot to learn when meeting new persons around at the HSPA conference. So just a little tidbit of what you might experience at the conference that you want to experience locally. Any other input, any questions, concerns? So we're hoping to make this, something where other chapters would draw some inspiration from down the line. So we're hoping to make this really special. It'll be our one big special bus trip. Just to piggyback from the bill that's on the house right now. So maybe we could follow up. We'll re-air this, and we'll probably re-air it as another webinar, and probably most likely chime in the comments, so that others could have input. So we want to reach out to more of our members and persons who are looking to become members of the chapter. Any closing thoughts from anyone? Well, if not, thank you guys for coming. I'll give you back some of your time for the day, and we'll re-air this and on different platforms, and we could always share the link. So let us know if you're interested in coming down, and if you have any suggestions. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Great Saturday.
All right.